spooky season. Woo, woo. Let's just start that over. Hey y'all, what's up? It is Samara. Welcome back to my channel. The day that I'm filming this, it's October 1st, which means I guess it's the official start of spooky season, but as far as I'm concerned, spooky season starts when fall starts, and fall in my mind starts September 1st. But apparently for other people, spooky season starts when it's October. Lame. I've been getting crunk for a month, getting spooky, as you know, because I did do my Halloween challenge video. It's up. I'm gonna link it in the somewhere. I think it will be here. Maybe it'll be here. I don't know, but I'll link it, have a little card up here, and I'll also link it down below. Go check it out. Get spooky with me this October as we talk about some spooky books from my Halloween challenge. Those videos will be coming up soon, so make sure that you are subscribed to see those videos. So today I'm going to do a September wrap up talking about the books that I read this month. Very romance heavy with a sprinkle of spooky in there. So yeah, I guess this video we're going to be talking about a little romance, If you have any thoughts, questions, whatever, comment below so we can get into it. Tell me what you're reading this month. I guess what you read last month, because this is a wrap up. I feel like because we're at the beginning of my channel, let's just set some rules about how I rate things. I do the 5-star rating, the thing that always happens on BookTube, but the way mine goes down is for romance, there have been, I can't really think of any romance novel that has gotten 5 stars for me, just because, I don't know, it just hasn't happened. It's gotta blow me away, like just with the wind gone. And I haven't really felt that with a romance novel yet. I do love to read them, but I can't say that I feel that they're 5-star worthy. So most of the time they get the highest, maybe 4.5. 4 is a good one. 3 I would say is average. Everything below that clearly is problematic. Also with romance, I think it's really important that we put in there a sexy time scale, because people like their romance differently. I don't know why these dogs do this to me the minute I start filming. Whoop, 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 whoop. For what reason? Are we done? Let's move on. Okay, so sexy time scale, I feel like we need to have a scale of the steaminess, the hotness, because not everybody likes their romances the same. I personally like a little sexy time in it. You know what I mean? My sexy time rating, I feel like 5 is like, 50 Shades of Grey, or like a really, like, a lot of sex scenes with some kind of plot line, whereas, 1 would be no sex scenes at all plot line. So we have our regular rating scale, we have our sexy time rating scale. It's gonna be great. I've read 9 books in total this month. Not a lot, but a decent amount to have this video. 7 out of the 9 were romance, so clearly I was feeling some kind of way. All my romance novels I've been getting off the Libby app, so all of that has been online. I don't have physical copies of those, but I never feel the need to really keep romances like that, because usually it's like a one and done kind of thing for me, so I don't ever really actually buy them. The first romance that I read this month was Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey, and it's the second one in the series. The first one is like fix her up, fix him up, whatever. But this is the second one. You don't have to read the first one in order to read the second one, but they do mention and have characters from the first book in there. I enjoyed this one. I thought it was cute, mainly because in the novel there are 2 people of color, which I don't know the race of Tessa Bailey, and I'm kind of always on the fence when white authors are writing about people of color as their main characters, because sometimes it's off, sometimes they don't put any cultural things in there, and it's not accurate, or sometimes they put too much, and I'm like, no person of color like uses that much lingo in one sentence or references their ethnicity that many times during a day. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's just over excessive. Like, okay, we understand that they're a person of color. You don't have to keep shoving it down our throats. A couple who's already married, so that's kind of a different take, kind of like the Romance Club book, if you've ever read that one, are having marital issues, and this is kind of where thus things begin, them trying to work through their marriage. They always have off the chart sexual chemistry, but they're having a hard time when it comes to outside of being in the bedroom where they're having conflict. So it's cute, you know, in that aspect. That's kind of the premise, that's kind of the trope. I gave this novel a 3.5, so I thought it was like a little bit better than average, but I didn't think it was like out of the park amazing. Let me tell you, the sexy time, I would give this one a good 3.5 too. Like, it definitely got steamy. Sometimes the male main character, he's a little bit like too alpha. I'm like, calm down. Like, it's cute sometimes, you know, but I think he changes. So it kind of works because that's the thing that he works on throughout the book. So if you're not into a little dominant alpha sexy time, this is not the book for you. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. 3.5 would recommend to somebody. The second book that I read, oh Jesus, I'm like looking at my journal and I'm already not excited to talk about this. So the second book that I read this book was One Day in December, and I gave it a 2. It was in Reese Witherspoon's book club. It was one of her book club books. And like, the writing is not bad. That's why I got a 2, because I knew objectively like the writing wasn't awful in it, but I just did not like this book at all. Like, I had such a hard time getting through it. And I guess the trope of like star-crossed lovers that can never get their shit together is just not a thing for me, because I sat there like, oh my god, can you figure it out? Do you like each other or not? Can you, like, this little missed opportunities here, there, and there to where like a decade later y'all are still fawning for each other but in different relationships? Like, I can't do it. Like, it had me so frustrated, and I'm tired of hearing this same stuff over and over again. I love you, but we can't be with each other because right now I'm in a relationship and now you're in a relationship. What a waste of everybody's time. So yeah, those are my thoughts and feelings about that one, because it was just so truly just annoying. But if that's something that doesn't bother you, I would give it a chance, because clearly a lot of people enjoyed this novel. A lot of people didn't have the issues that I have with it. I just, like, I have like a mini barf coming up just thinking about this book. Honestly wish I never read that book in the first place, because it was just not worth it. Sexy time rating, like a 1.5. There was hardly any like actual like sexual scene. But then things got better after I read that. Like, I had to read like another romance right after that one just so I could cleanse my palate of the nonsense that was that book. And so I read My Favorite Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren. And I really love Christina Lauren's work. Like, she has yet to disappoint me. Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. So cute. So cute. And then I read Twice in a Blue Moon, which I really enjoyed. So this was my third one from her. And I really liked it. I would say I liked it better than Twice in a Blue Moon, but clearly not as great as Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. I think I like the more quirky main characters. Also, like the main love interest. He is like a little STEM geek who's attractive, and who doesn't love a hot nerd? And I have a soft place in my heart for STEM because I graduated from college with a degree in the STEM field. I gave it 3.5. Thought it was really cute. Really put a smile on my face after I read that atrocious book One Day in December. So it's a friends to lovers romance trope, so if that is your thing, I enjoy those. So I was down for that cause. Steamy time. There's some steamy time. I give it a 3. Definitely not on the level of love her or lose her book, but definitely had some steamy time. I mean, it is called My Favorite Half Night Stand, which is a play on the one night stand. Fourth book, which was also slightly disappointing, nowhere near as disappointing as One Day in December, was The Kissing Game by Marie Harte, and I gave that a 2.5 stars because it was just kind of like poorly written. it wasn't a great novel. The main character was a black woman, and then the love interest was a German man who had moved to America when he was like a teenager. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Marie Harte is neither German nor black, but I don't know her life, so let me not judge her. But I get the feeling that she wasn't, because some things just didn't seem accurate. Like the main character, where was her flavor? I'm sorry, but black women always have flavor. I'm not saying all of us have it in the same way, but we have a little something, and she was giving me nothing. She was giving me just boring vibes, and that's just not how, that's just, black women have a little razzle dazzle. So I was just kind of confused. And then I would honestly, the more problematic part of the book was the love interest. Like, the author just kind of wrote him like he was like stupid, but he wasn't. He just didn't have like intuition or feeling. Like, everything was kind of mechanical, and like his only job was just to do everything to get her to love him, and that was all he wanted from the jump, and there was nothing else. And I don't know, it made him seem very surface level, and like there were parts where it felt like he didn't know English, but then it was clear in other parts that he knew English. And I'm just kind of like, yes, add German words in there because clearly he's bilingual and he can do both, but like, you made it seem like even though he's been here since he's a teenager, he hasn't learned anything since he's been here. There's just a lot of tiny issues that when it came together just made it mediocre. That's why I got such a low rating. I didn't hate it. I finished it fairly quickly. It just kind of dropped the ball. Sexy time rating, I give that one also a 3. Because while he was a mechanical person, apparently he was right in the sack. After The Kissing Game by Marie Harte, I did end up reading The Haunting of Hill House, and then after The Haunting of Hill House, I read When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. I'm not going to give my ratings in this video just because these are part of the Halloween challenge, and I am going to be doing a video on them pretty soon where I will give you all of those things, all of that information, and so you don't get it today. So yeah, those are those 2 books. So after that, I read The Boyfriend Project by Farrah Rochon. I think that's how you say it. And it was cute AF. I liked it. It was another diverse novel. You had a black female as the lead, and then you had a half black, half Asian love interest. Sounded fine as hell in the book. They really described him right. And I gave this one a 3. I really did love that the black female lead character was also a software engineer. I'm always glad when they're representing black women in the STEM field. But I also like the fact that she was like nerdy when it came to those things, but like that wasn't her whole personality. Like, she had things outside of being nerdy. And she didn't really present herself as a nerdy type. She was a person, and it was cute, and she just happened to also be a software engineer and really loved to code. So I really liked that aspect of that character. Sexy times, I give it a 2.5. They had sexy times, but like it wasn't like explicitly detail written out how they were having sexy times, right? Just a little Oh my god. Guys, I only read this one like 2 days ago, so it's really fresh in my mind, and I finally was able to read Beach Read by Emily Henry, and it got a 4.5. One of the best romances that I've read in a while. It was so freaking cute. Like, I could not put it down. I loved reading it. Made me laugh at times. Always made me smile. Like, yes. It is a enemies to lover trope. So if that's something that you're into, this is the book for you. I got a 4.5 just because it was well written. It's about 2 best-selling authors, and they're both kind of in a creative block, and they had gone to college together and were enemies during that time, went separate ways for miscellaneous reasons. They both find themselves through different traumatic experiences in beach houses that happen to be right next to each other. They unpack a lot of trauma that they've had in their lives together, and it's just such a cute little romance, and it just made my heart happy. As much as I love reading, you know, black female leads because I am a black female, it is also cute to see white people find love sometimes when it's just non-problematic, you know? For the Beach Read, I give that for sexy time rating I give it a 2.5. Definitely there are some sex scenes, but they're not like super explicit, all in your face kind of thing. I feel like they're tastefully written. The last novel of September that I read was Love Lettering by Clayborn. I actually finished it just yesterday, and I also thought it was really cute. I was really worried, I'm gonna be honest, because the writing feels similar to One Day in December. It has, I don't know, it has like, I get the same feeling from the writing. However, the trope was different, and I think that really gave it success. The main character is quirky. She works in a papery, and she's a calligrapher. I kind of like the aspect because I'm kind of obsessed with lettering. I think it's like really interesting and cool, and I practice every now and again. Not great at it, but I gave this book a 3.5. I thought it was better than average. However, what didn't make it like great to me was like the big thing that almost blows things up at the end felt very left field. It felt like it just kind of came out of nowhere, and then I feel like she tries to convince you in a way like that there were signs. Like literally she talks about how there were signs and how the main character like missed them, and I was like, she didn't really miss them because these signs were very subtle, like super subtle. I wish that you felt that build up in the character of like him really dodging some secret. You could tell that he wasn't willing to say everything, but I feel like when you read a lot of these romance novels, all of the characters in some sense don't tell everything about themselves because they just met each other. Like it takes a while to just divulge your deep dark secrets, you know? And so it kind of felt more like that. Not like he was hiding this huge thing that he just couldn't tell anybody, which ends up being kind of the case. It felt disjointed from the rest of the book. So I wish that was kind of just woven a little bit more seamlessly. But other than that, like it wasn't like a detriment to the book. It didn't just like ruin the book. I would give the sexy time rating as I give it a 3 because there wasn't a lot of sexy time in the book. But when there was sexy time, there was sexy time. But yeah, so that's all the books that I read this month of September. Just a lot of lighthearted fun this month. Overall, a good month. I mean, I feel like my average rating was at 3.5. I feel like I had a lot of bam, bam, bam heavy hitters. So yeah, and I got a 4.5 romance this month. I don't have many of those. The ones I can think of: Beach Read, Kiss Quotient. Oh, such a freaking great book. If you haven't read that book, read that book. But yeah, that's it for this month. Thank you for watching. Like I said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you check out that Halloween challenge because the next videos that I will be posting are related to that. Get ready to be spooky, and I will see you next time. Bye.